I do not think he was treated fairly at all.
He was what the Labour Party is supposed to be about.
No, it wasn't fair, but at the same time I think it's good for him.
I think it's just a reflection of them of them having to, unfortunately, pander to what's going across all of Europe, which is everything moving much further right.
How do you think he'll do independently?
I think he will do, I hope I'm not naive, I think he'll do very well because he's obviously been the local MP since like the 80s. So, and I think the support for him is very strong. Like just walking around, you see posters everywhere, and I think people voted. Obviously, it's a Labour area, but I think part of the reason it was such a Labour area is because it was Jeremy that was running, because the people love him, and I do think that his supporters in this area, at least, will be loyal.
I think he didn't get what he deserved in terms of his time in the Labour Party, the way that he's been pushed out by Keir Starmer and the current lot as well. I think it's, obviously great that he's still standing independently, but I think he was what the Labour Party is supposed to be about.
What are you hoping he will change in the next few years if he is elected?
I just think him coming in will just change in general the political landscape, because I think he's one of the very, very few politicians that actually has integrity, and he wants to be a politician because he actually wants the best of the people. He's not just power hungry and wants to bring policies that will suit himself. So I think it will just change the whole landscape for politics.
And how do you think it will affect the Labour Party? Do you think it reflects badly on them, or do you think
I think it's just a reflection of them of them having to, unfortunately, pander to what's going across all of Europe, which is everything moving much further right, and so they have to almost move right to sort of get enough of the votes, really, or enough of people's kind of interest in them as well, because at the end of the day, that's also what people want. They want headlines, they want sensationalism, they want stuff that makes them vote in the first place, and often that's stuff which is probably not the most palatable politics, but yeah.
And what are you looking for him? What are you looking for him to do if he does get elected?
It's a good question. I suppose if he were to be re-elected, I would want him to try and sort of build up his support base again, and be selected again as a Labour candidate going forward. But in terms of locally, otherwise, I think he's already got more than enough experience. So I guess the main thing to tackle at the moment is just youth unemployment in particular is so high. So that would be kind of the one thing I would say, that if he can address that locally in the borough, that would be great. Yeah.
That he wasn't allowed to run with them.
I see.
And so he's standing as an independent.
Because then he can do his own thing.
Mm-hmm. And do you think the voters in Islington North will stand with him, and it will present a genuine challenge to Labour?
I think it's very hard to answer that question for me. I hope they will. I mean, I feel like people have a lot of love for him around here. I certainly do. So hopefully.
And what are you looking for in terms of change in the next few years in the area?
I think it would be nice if kind of, I hate this word, but gentrification, if that was slowed down a little bit, sort of the local community is given a space and a place to thrive, rather than, because this road goes right into central London, isn't it? So it's kind of, I feel like things are changing so quickly, and it's the big companies that are kind of colonizing the area, really, isn't it? So yeah, I think hopefully the local community will be given space to thrive and be supported in that process.